Welcome to In Depth with Academia. I'm Richard Price, CEO of Academia Edu, and as always, it's a genuine pleasure to be your host as we take a closer look at the fascinating, sometimes unexpected, world of academic research. Today we'll be unpacking a brand new study by Ali Öztürk and his colleagues titled Pet-Based Family Model as a Global New Family Form, a Qualitative Study. What a title, right? Now, before we dive in, just a quick reminder, my role here is to present the findings and arguments of the paper as neutrally as I can. I'm not endorsing its conclusions, I'm just walking you through the main ideas so you can reflect on them and maybe have a great chat with your own friends or family or heck, your pets about what it all means. So, what's this study really about? What's the core problem at stake? Okay, Öztürk and his co-authors started with some observations about, well, how much the world is changing lately, but here's the kicker. They noticed that while everyone talks about family being in crisis or being transformed, nobody's really dug deep into pets as core members of these new family shapes. Is it time to rethink what family means if the household cat, dog, or even bird is not just a pet, but, in some families, the most important family member? And what does it mean for society if that's becoming a global thing? Why does this matter for you, or me, or anyone listening? Well, I mean, just take a look around. Pets are everywhere, from custom pet birthday cakes to legal debates about whether pets can inherit money. These aren't just one-off quirks. If pets really are becoming central pillars of some people's emotional lives and social support networks, that's going to have ripple effects on how we build homes, plan cities, relate to each other, and more. It could even rewire the very fabric of the family. Pretty wild, right? Let's jump to how the study went about answering its question. Öztürk and his team used qualitative face-to-face interviews. 17 people in Antalya, Turkey, actually, chosen to reflect the maximum possible diversity. Their approach was rooted in something called phenomenology, which looks at how people experience things, not just what they say about them. And here's a little aside. I always wonder how people act when they know their thoughts about their cat are going to be written up in a research journal. That must feel so odd. But anyway, so what did they find? Despite social, economic, and even physical challenges like allergies, the people interviewed didn't just tolerate their pets. They put those pets at the heart of family life. Some said their pets were closer to them than any person, that the pet was the little boy of the house, or even, hilariously, the boss of the family. Many participants said that when they felt lonely or even sick, the pet was their go-to source of support. And, wow, the effect on psychological well-being, overwhelmingly positive, at least in these interviews. But it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. People talked about real challenges too, like who takes care of the dog when you travel, or how do you handle costs, cleaning, and even, weirdly, friends not wanting to visit because of the pet. That's not nothing, but it didn't seem to lessen the depth of the attachment. A lot of participants said that even health or financial hurdles couldn't make them think of giving up their companion. On the big picture front, the paper frames all this in terms of major social trends. Urbanization, individualization, digital life, even a kind of growing emotional distance between people. The pet in this model fills a space, becomes a steadfast, loving presence when traditional human bonds are shaken up, or, let's face it, sometimes disappointing. The authors mention that this isn't just happening in Turkey, this is cropping up in different forms all over the world. The pet-based family is a concept that could reshape how we think about kinship, caring, and the day-to-day rituals of home life globally. Now, I want to pause for a second and say, remember, this is just what the study found based on a specific group of people in a particular city at a particular moment. It's not gospel. But for listeners, this really nudges us to ask, what does family mean to us? Who or what do we centre in our homes and hearts? What's your story? Does your dog have his own Christmas stocking? Does your cat basically decide whether guests are allowed to stay? One final point. The paper suggests that as families change, so too must our laws, cities, even our sense of social belonging. Honestly, the implications are just beginning to be explored. It kind of makes you want to go home and give your pet an extra treat, doesn't it? Or maybe pause and think about whether the old definitions of family really fit your life. All right, that's where we'll leave it for today. Thanks for joining me on In Depth with Academia. Don't forget, research isn't about finding absolute truth. It's about, well, uncovering insights we can all learn from, challenge, and build on. Until next time, I'm Richard Price, wishing you some thoughtful conversations and maybe a cuddle with your favourite non-human family member. See you soon.